Do you feel like you're missing a spot in your bag where like the Marvel Pro would be? Well, we got the Roto Grip Rockstar Amped. And we're gonna see today if this is a replacement for that. If you're looking to buy a Rockstar Amped, why should you get it? One of the key things in bowling is making sure that you're throwing the right ball at the right time. Before we get started, I wanted to show you guys this brand new feature called Lane Tracks. It's a new app in the iOS system. It'll replay your video with that feature coming very soon. Shows all your statistics. But yeah, we got a partnership coming up with Lane Track and the channel here, so stay tuned for that. So the Rockstar Amped is a pearl symmetrical ball. It is designed for medium to medium heavy lane conditions. The core is Rocker AI core. Cover stock is Nanostar, so it's got nanoparticles inside of it. And the Rocker core is the same core that we saw in the original Rockstar. Storm says when stronger asymmetrical balls are just too strong in the mid lane, causing them to not go through the pins right away, and you need something that still picks up in the mid lane and continues and has some response to the friction, that's where the Rockstar Amp is supposed to shine. And today I brought with me a couple asymmetrical balls to just test that statement right there. Today I brought with me a Roto Grip Gremlin, the Hyperdrive Pearl, and I brought with me the 900 Global Ember. That's the only sort of strong symmetrical ball that we have right now that has a good back end. I felt like the Phase AI is just gonna be a little bit too smooth, so that's why I didn't bring that for the test. I feel like this ball, supposedly just looking at the ball and the specs, that it should be basically a stronger version of an Ember, and we're gonna find that out today. So let's get to the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We are on our way to 10,000 followers, so I'll greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, because we're gonna give a ball away at 10,000 followers, so just share this video to a friend. So let's get to it. We got the Rockstar Amped here. This is my one-handed one. Layout I put on this was, I believe it was 5 1/4 by 4 1/2 by 2 3/4. And I'm bowling on 43 feet, 8-to-1 ratio, and I believe it's like 27 mils. It's fresh. Oh, and if I don't carry today, they just put in brand new pins here a couple days ago. I bowled league the other week, or I bowled league last week, and I was just tapping like crazy because these new pins, they feel real heavy. Let me know down in the comments, do you bowl better on newer pins or pins that are older and kind of worn out? Ball seems to be pretty smooth, pretty clean through the front part of the lane. I don't see it really going really long and jerky off of the spot. So I'm gonna keep throwing a couple more shots so I can get a better read on what this ball is doing. I got a two-handed segment later if you wanna stick around for that. If you like seeing two-handed reviews. That was pretty good. got the 9 out. It's flaring a decent amount. It's got a pretty low RG and a big differential, so ball's gonna flare. I like the way it shapes. I know I'm on fresh, so I'm a little bit more right. I feel like this ball would be best used when you're bowling on something that's starting to get a little bit burnt up or not as oily. This house does use ice, so our fronts are a little bit more slicker than other houses. That's why you don't see me as far left. That's probably what you'll see in a lot of other ball review videos. But I'll get a little bit left when I go two-handed because I have a lot more rev rate. But yeah, this ball seems to be very smooth, very controllable, but it's still clean through the front part of the lane, which allows me to not have to worry about it hooking early, and the ball just still will get down lane, shape in the mid lane, and just continue and be continuous throughout its whole process when it goes through the pins. If you're looking to buy a Rockstar Amped, why should you get it? Well, say you have a Rockstar, say you got a Phase 2, or even if you have like just an Ion Max or a RSC Hyperdrive, and you just need something that has a little bit more pop down lane. But say you have something like an Equinox or like a Gremlin, and those pieces, the asymmetry of those balls are just making it transition too soon, and the ball kind of just like hooks and kind of just locks up and goes a little bit more forward. If you want something that's going to be a little bit more continuous, but still have that same strength, that's where the Rockstar Amped is going to fit in. I like to go to asymmetrical pearl ball. Oftentimes when I start off the block with an Ion Max, or I'm starting off the block with a Hyperdrive or the Equinox Solid, then I see that ball kind of just hook a little bit too early, and it keeps going behind the head pin, and I go ring 10, maybe like a high 4. I just know that the ball reaction isn't correct, and I feel like I need a little bit more shape down lane without making it jerky. So instead of me going to an asymmetrical pearl, this is when I would go to something like a Rockstar Amped, where I can see it being more continuous. I'll get better pin carry that way. Of course, the minute I say pin carry, I go 9 pin. All right, so now let's get into the comparisons. I'm gonna throw the Gremlin first, and let's see how this compares. So I got the Gremlin here. Let's see the difference between the two balls. Right off the bat, you can see the Gremlin was a little bit stronger, so I'm gonna move left and make the adjustments so I can get into the pocket. And keep in mind, the Gremlin and my Rockstar Amped do have a very, very similar layout. I believe the pin buffer is only different by like 1/8 of an inch, but the pin distance is the same. So between the Gremlin and the Rockstar Amped, you could see that the Gremlin, it was a lot cleaner. It went a little bit longer than the Rockstar Amped did. But off of that spot, off of the motion, you could see that asymmetrical motion where it just hockey sticks, it transitions very fast and very quickly, and then it kind of just rolls and goes into the pocket. When you see the Rockstar Amped, you'll see that motion being a lot more longer. The hook phase is gonna look a lot longer because the ball is gonna want to keep hooking and be continuous, when the Gremlin just wants to transition really quickly because it's an asymmetrical core. Before we get into the two-handed segment, if you haven't already picked up this Vise Max Rev tape, link is up here. Go get one. It's really good. So now we got the two-handed segment. This is my Rockstar Amped. We got a I believe it's a 5 1/4 inch pin here, and a 3-inch pin to COG. Sorry, I gotta turn it down so you can see it. We got a 3-inch pin to COG here, and that's typically what I do on all my symmetrical balls. I'm typically about 5 to 7 boards more left two-handed than where I normally would be standing one-handed. So, and I haven't warmed up yet. I think that was a little slow. I know you guys are like, Josh, where's the Rockstar comparison? Well, I'm gonna have a full separate video for that. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That's what I wanted to see. I felt like Storm, SPI as a whole, they've been missing a good symmetrical pearl ball. I have been throwing the Ember, but I just feel like the Ember is too weak, especially nowadays with the higher volumes that we're bowling on in a lot of tournaments, that the Ember, it's just, the core is just too small. Maybe this Rockstar Amped might be the ball. I'm gonna keep throwing it. It's definitely shaping the right way. The one thing I will point out though, colors. Like, why are we doing so much red, orange, like different versions of red? That's my only feedback. I almost wish this ball was like an all black pearl. I think it would be amazing. Comment down below if you agree with me. I thought that was gonna jump a little bit high. I threw it a little bit slower, but it still stayed on line and it didn't jump off the spot. It was nice and controllable. What I like about it is that because I am moving left, I am moving into the more concentration of oil, as this is a version of a house shot being 8-1. There still is more oil in the middle part of the lane than to the outside part of the lane, and that ball still picks up. Ooh, got the 10 out. One of the key things in bowling is making sure that you're throwing the right ball at the right time. Oftentimes when I'm helping people, and a lot of people coming into the pro shop, they keep asking me like, oh, I'm struggling at XYZ, I'm struggling at this center because of XYZ, all the multiple excuses. A lot of times I come to find out that they are either standing in the wrong spot of the lane or using the wrong ball and standing in the wrong spot of the lane. So besides you having to throw it, good, hitting your target, a thing to keep in mind is that making sure that you are matched up when you are bowling. So to go off of that, this Rockstar Amped, in my case, I will be using this ball, especially two-handed, when I'm moving left. When I am closer to about 17 to 20 at the arrows and left of that, that's when I'm gonna wanna change to the Rockstar Amped. When I'm playing a little bit straighter, I'll probably be using balls. It just depends on what the lane is giving me. But Ion Pro Solid, IQ Tour, Phase 2, Ion Max, Equinox Solid. I'll be using those type of balls when I'm playing a little bit right and I'm playing a little bit straighter. The minute I move left, yes, there will be different scenarios where the Ion Max type balls would fit in as I'm moving left. But for majority, because as you're moving left, the fronts are burning up and you're bowling with a lot of people with rev rate, you're gonna wanna ball down to a ball that's gonna allow you to clear that front part of the lane, but still hook enough where you don't go light behind a head pin, 2-8, 10, things of that nature. That's where the Rockstar Amp, I believe, will shine. Wow. I'm going to a bowling tournament next week, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was actually kind of skeptical about this ball when I pulled it out of my box. You can ask Ken, he'll tell you. Anyways, but now I'm throwing it more. This is like only my second time throwing this one. The one-handed one, that was my first time throwing it today. But the Rockstar Amped, I warmed up with it the other day just to kind of get a feel of how the ball rolled, so it's easier for me to talk about it when I'm doing this review. But yeah, I was kind of unsure if this ball would make the bag, but it's gonna make it. And this video's not gonna come out till after I'm bowling, but I'll make a short clip. If you guys see me at the Hawaiian or the Bukahuna, please say hello. It'll both be at Gold Coast. I will be there. For the Hawaiian, I will be bowling, I believe, Sunday and Tuesday, and I'm bowling all 4 squads of the Big Kahuna. So if you guys are out there, come say hello. And you'll see this in my cart. Yep, I'm bringing a cart. It's so much easier to roll that thing around in the casino than bowling bags. Okay. That one I gave it a little bit more axis rotation because I wanted to see if I revved it a little bit more and I changed the axis rotation a little bit, which would make it essentially snap harder. That's why it went high. If it would still hold line, And it did. It went a little high flush, but it still looked really good. So I'm gonna move a little bit more left and slow it down. See if it'll make it back. There's just way too much oil for that. Let's get into comparisons now. I have the Ember here. I'm gonna go off that same line that I was throwing the Rockstar Amped. See if it's any different. You could see it was a little bit weaker. I'm gonna make a small move to the right, not much, let's see if we can get a little bit more high flush. So I made a very small move to the right with the Ember. It felt to me that the Ember was a little bit weaker. Like I was saying earlier, the cover stock is a little bit cleaner. The ball isn't sharp down lane, just like the Rockstar Amped. Both shapes felt very similar, except for the Ember is just a couple boards weaker. So if you have the Ember and you feel like it's just a little too weak and you want something just strong, a little bit stronger than the Ember, but have that same shape, Rockstar Amped's gonna be a great ball of choice for that. Now we got my favorite ball right now, which is the RST Hyperdrive Pearl. And if you haven't already seen that video, it'll be up here in one of these corners, but check it out. Okay, this ball should be stronger, but I'm just gonna stand in the same spot. Well, that went dead flush. Okay. I stood in the same spot where I was with the Rockstar Amped, just so I can see, but it looks like as far as overall hook, they are pretty similar. I'm gonna throw another shot. Okay, I went high 4-pin, so I'm gonna move just a touch left. I should be about 2 and 1 left of where I was with the Rockstar Amped. That Hyperdrive Pearl, it's such a good ball. It is such a good ball. But anyways, it is a little bit stronger than the Rockstar Amped. I was able to be farther left than I was with the Rockstar Amped. So in my bag, your question will probably be, well, do you need to have like a Rockstar / Gremlin type of ball and a Rockstar Amped? And my answer to that is yes. I like to follow the formula of having a asymmetrical solid, an asymmetrical pearl, a symmetrical pearl, a symmetrical solid, and then something that has a lower differential. That's kind of the guidelines that I follow. So the Rockstar Amp will fit perfectly in that symmetrical pearl category in my bag, and I'll have the RST Hyperdrive Pearl. That'll be in between the Ion Max and the RST Hyperdrive and the Equinox solid type of balls. Before we wrap up this video, I'm gonna throw some shots where I'm moving in different parts of the lane. First, I'm gonna be a little bit to the right and take my hand out of it and throw it a little bit slower and a lot less rev rate. So try to mimic some of you at home that don't necessarily throw it like me. Bowlers are always in my comments and saying, well, Josh, I don't throw it like you. I was like, yeah, that's true. And I know I don't throw it that good either, but we're gonna try to get some straighter shots here. That was pretty good from that angle, playing straight too. So this next one, I'm going to try to spin it a little bit more because I know a lot of bowlers, they have a lot more spin, or not necessarily spin, or they just come over the top of it more. So I'm going to try to do that just so you can see how the ball would roll if being thrown like that. Still made the corner even though I got more rotation and I was spinning it. Wow, it's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna try to soften up and move more left. Not trying to spin it though. Well, at least my best. Ooh, that was a little bit right. It still came back. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving more left. Another 5. There's a lot of oil there and it's still making it back. I'm gonna go one more move, another 5 left. This one I'm really gonna have to slow the ball speed down, maybe add a couple more revolutions so that it makes it back from here. shapes the lane just fine. If you're looking for a ball where you can kind of get left and shape the entire lane, I feel like this ball can do it. It worked well for me two-handed. I can do it one-handed, but we can't end on a sloppy shot like that. We got to get a dead flush shot. And that is the Rockstar Amped. If you guys are looking to pick this up, you can get one right here. The products are down below, or I think it's up here in the corner. You can click on it and you can pre-order one, or you can come visit us at Bay Area Pro Shop. We're located in San Mateo, California, or you can visit us on our website, bayareaproshop.com, and we'll ship this ball as soon as we get it. Normally we get it on the release day, and we'll ship it out right when this ball comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Hope you guys have a good day. And if you guys want to continue watching, I got some great videos here. Check it out and turn those notification bells on so you don't miss any of my future videos. Got some good stuff planned. I'm a little bit behind on editing, but trying to get caught up now. But anyways, just watch these videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.